Good morning, my audience. It's been a long time, a fruitful and blessed week it's been. I'm Clayton on behalf of Operation Rock. I'm back with more talk about domestic violence, victims' rights issues, and the rights of minorities. So, people, I've had a pretty slow but interesting week. Unfortunately for me, this is the time of year that my mother passed away, so I usually get a little depressed. I just try to stay out of the way. And I try to do the things that I need to do, people, because at the end of the day, we got to work through our own depressions and the things that cause us to have low energies. And honestly, the death of my mother is one of them, people. So I deal with it. You got to deal with it. You got to accept it. It is what it is. Death is a process. Death is something that takes time for you to honestly come to a point where you can deal with what happened to you. And it's taken me some time because my loved one was close to me, but people, I'm there. So I'm grateful for that. I thank God for the capability to understand what is going on in my life and just to make it through, because at the end of the day I know that's what my mother would have wanted. She would have wanted me to use her death as a method to gain strength and purpose, and that is what has happened. Some other things have happened in the interim and in the I would say in the mix of it that have also given me legitimate terms to advocate and fight for the things that she fought for, but people, it still happened and it had to have a process. So today's conversation, people, is about a topic that is quite dear to me, and that is the double standard placed on men in domestic violence against women who are proven to be liars. Now, even though I haven't been making broadcasts, I've actually been attacked on social media twice this week. And I've been attacked by, like I've been saying, fake clergy and Uncle Tom black people. Because here's the truth, people. Black people are our own worst enemy. We will turn on each other in a heartbeat for someone else. I am a legitimate victim of domestic violence, lied on, falsely arrested, prosecuted, and slandered by my ex-girlfriend in the Staten Island as a whole. What happened again is I've told this story 100 times. I actually hate telling it, but unfortunately, people, it's part of my life. I've noticed in domestic violence that a woman can be physically assaulted, she can be raped, she can be abused, and a woman would be granted to talk about this for the rest of her life. People will propel her, support her, tell her how strong she is for getting through the situation. Now, let's say that happens and a man can prove the woman lied. Society owes that man an apology and the respect of clearing his name. But people and bigots, mainly bigots, racists, and unethical people, once they lie for the woman, they will do everything in their power to make sure this woman is not charged. Because, see, in charging her, then they have to admit their own mistakes. So, in doing this, they violate the rights of the true victim, which is most of the time the men who these women lie on. I myself was lied on by an ex girlfriend who falsified public records, who's been stalking me, who has literally violated an order of protection, trying to attack and hurt my child. She's done everything, people, short of actually coming to me with a pew pew and killing me. But people, I can't seem to get law enforcement to charge this woman in any capacity. But mind you, if she goes to the precinct and she lies on me, they start investigating me. But if I go to them with proof, they won't arrest her. It's unfortunate, people. Like I've been talking, and my enemies and the people who are trying to hurt me are watching my speech, looking for anything that they can come after me physically with. But people, as you see, I'm still standing here. I've called the Staten Island District Attorney a flat racist, and I've been quite vocal about it. I've also been vocal about a pastor from Staten Island who is 100% responsible in the methods that which set me up. But it turns out that people in the community of Staten Island, being unfortunately what it is, are fake. They don't fight for true justice for minority men, people. They look for opportunities to gain clout. You have to take some of the situations on Staten Island, Eric Garner, things that caused true uprisings in Staten Island. If you look at them all, they were just political events. They were events for other people to use the stage of somebody else's trauma to propel themselves into the spotlight. And this is what happens every time a child gets shot on Staten Island. You got these fake advocates like Malcolm Penn and this little crackhead man, Iron Mike. They always trying to run and talk about the violence needs to stop. But people, we're not addressing the real issue. The real issue of why the violence is going on and why these teams are the way they are is because Staten Island is a horrible place. There's really nothing for minority children to do. They're not granted any second chances. The same district attorney that you might see advocating in all these black churches and with Muslims and with all these people trying to make it seem like the office is an office that is fair and just. He's the same one who gives no minority children second chances. One of the people who attacked me this week was a man named Dwayne Felton. I looked into them, people, because I have to. I like to know about my enemies before I shit on them. And I looked and I seen this man is a black man. He's a retired attorney. And this man actually started an argument with me, telling me that I was incorrect about the racist comments I've made about Michael McMahon. He tells me that I'm incorrect about speaking about the injustice that minorities face on Staten Island legitimately. This black retired attorney told me I'm wrong. So, people, I like a good fight. I challenge this cocksucker. And I say, hey, listen, you know something? First off, you should have kept your fucking mouth shut. But he did. Of course he did. So I said, you know something? If you think I'm wrong, why don't you prove me wrong? And I challenged this Dwayne Felton to a legitimate debate. You prove me wrong, Dwayne Felton. Prove to me that the Staten Island District Attorney's Office does not set up innocent minority men. Prove to me that Michael McMahon isn't a racist. See, people taking pictures with minorities doesn't mean you're not a racist. This guy's a politician. He has to do this to get arrested. His job for a 4-year cycle is to manage the office and to convince the community that he's there for you. But is he really there for you? Is Michael McMahon truly there for the community of Staten Island? People, the answer to that is hell no. He does not like black people. He likes black people as much as he likes hemorrhoids on his white ass. He does not like that. But people, he has mastered the art of pretending to convince my ignorant black people that he's for you. Well, people, if he's for you so much, why does he not do anything for the black children of Staten Island? See, people, the Richmond County DA's office has prosecuted tens of thousands of minority men in the last 20 years. I would probably say 65 to 70% of those are trumped up charges that this office purposely does because it knows A, the minority has no money, B, minorities in Staten Island really have no unity. And they know this. And a lot of times that the minorities in Staten Island, at least the young ones who are subjected to these unjust arrest and prosecution, they're young. They don't know the law. They don't have the money to fight the law. The lawyers that are good on Staten Island are really expensive. And the lawyers that are like ambulance chasers are really working with the prosecutors. So it's a sick cycle where these young children are set in a trap where they're put in jail, given probation, given things to make the Richmond County DA's office seem like it's doing its job. When the truth is, it sets up over half of the people that it prosecutes. And I can say this truthfully and definitively, not as an angry black man speaking about people who I don't like, even though I think Michael McMahon is a total piece of shit. I'm speaking this truth because it was actually done to me. See, people, my ex-girlfriend pretends to be a victim of domestic violence. And I'm going to show something really quick today because I want to make a point. Now, my ex-girlfriend harassed me, lied on me, did a bunch of horrible things to me, people. And I don't speak about this woman because I want to. People, I honestly hate her guts. I wish I never met this lying, disgusting ass woman. It's sad, people, because I learned the most valuable lesson about buying used cars and dating Francina Evans. It's just because a used car look good, and she's a used car, people. Her vagina has hundreds of thousands of miles on it. She's a used car. I hate to say it. I know it's mean. I know people don't like it, but people, you got to call a spade a spade. No woman out there is a brand new car. You dating them at 35, 40 years old. They have baggage. They have mileage. They have things on them that you as the new man have to tolerate. And unfortunately for me, people, I had to tolerate a lying baby ass little girl who lived with her mother and did not want to do anything for her life. So, people, I have been stalked. I have been harassed. My finances have been attacked. My reputation was attacked. My right to see my child was attacked. My offender even violated a state order to contact the mother and lie to her to help this woman file motions to keep me away from my child, knowing legitimately I had done nothing to my child. But this is what happens in domestic violence when people need to hurt you. So, people, I was tired being lied on. I was tired of this woman being protected by racists and bigots. And people, I was tired of the social media slander. People, the woman created 35 videos where she was lying, telling people I was a schizophrenic. And people, I got tired of that. So people, I thought, and I put some prayer into it. And then I realized, and I talked to some lawyers, and I was told that I could do this, which is FrancinaEvans.com. And it's not a slanderous site, unlike my offender. Unlike my offender, who I'm going to pull up her YouTube channel so you can see the difference in the content that's made between the two of us. I want everyone to see the difference in the content that is created between my offender and me. Let's go. So if you see this page, let's go there. Come on. Now, if you see this page, you look. Let's look at it. Let's go. So the videos. Now, this is what this girl has done. She has created a page where she snipped things out. She's constantly changing them because this is new. She changed this. So she's changing my content. She's trying to re-edit my content to make it look like I'm harassing her. When the truth is, people, everything that I am talking about on my YouTube channel, which is actually, let's go there, this. Come on, YouTube, don't be so slow. Oh, actually, we're there. Perfect. Let's view my channel. Now, this is my actual YouTube channel. This is my actual YouTube channel. People, it's really speech against domestic violence. People, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. This is the truth of what I'm going to, people. It's no horrible content. It's no slanderous stuff. It's no crazy faces from Francina Evans. None of that. So you see the difference in the channel she created, and look how she tries to find the worst faces she can find. Look at her captions. Look at the things she's doing, people. See, Clayton's not doing that. This is what Clayton Howard did. Clayton Howard took the page of Francina, the information, and he made a website. Francina Evans, the victim who was never abused. People, this was wrong. Everyone is mad at me for talking about it, but people, I'm a victim. I am still being lied on. I am still being harassed on by this piece of shit who everyone thinks is a good person. People, all is true. This is the false domestic violence report she filed on me in Staten Island. People, you can check it. She accuses me of there we go. People, you can check it. She accuses me of every domestic violence offense on the application, only to be told later only to admit later that I never did it. People, that's one lie. People, here is the dismissal of her charges in Essex County. But people, she was mad that I won the order of protection. So what she did was take all of the allegations and this thing you see right here, and she bring them to Staten Island and charge me exactly 4 days later. So I'm falsely arrested for things I was already cleared of. People, this is my life. This is what I'm going through with this lying woman. So people, now there's Staten Island's racist detective Joseph Quirk and the scumbag racist district attorney Michael McMahon, who was backing her on this move. I know this definitively. People gave her an I-card, which is a New York City warrant to have me arrested. She travels into New Jersey, into the town that I used to live in, and she charges me there too by filing another police report. So now people, let's talk about the United States Code, New York State law, New Jersey law. People, you can only be charged for an offense in the location that it happened, and you can only be prosecuted for it one time. Now, people, my offender was angry that I won the order of protection. So what she did was travel across state lines and file 2 state false police reports on me, angry that she lost in family court. After that, Staten Island, in its unjust practice to falsely label and prosecute Black men, they arrested me and honored her as a victim. But mind you, people, and I have to say this again, we're going to scroll down. There was an active order of protection on her. Look, people, 12/1/2002. There was an act order of protection against this one. What the hell is going on? Why you keep scrolling down? What's going on? Why is it jumping down like that? That is so weird. So, people, there was an active order of protection. Staten Island didn't care. I was a Black man. I was a victim. Staten Island doesn't respect the rights of Black men as victims. So what they did was created a case based on completely fictitious charges the detective wrote out, and they arrested me for a false report. So now, people, I'm dealing with the social media slander. I'm dealing with these fake speeches like in this picture right here. People, this girl is lying through her teeth on me. So, people, I have to do something. What I do is place all of these recordings online. All of these. And the main recording I put online was this recording. Let's go there. So this is the main recording that I had to put online to stop my ex-girlfriend from lying. Hello? Hello? I think it was that one, people.
Yeah, Clayton.
Hey, Miss Maxine, I appreciate you.
I guess I'm just close.
This is sick. This is honestly sick, people. This is so sick that a man has to go through this. This is so wrong. This is wrong. God, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. It's not really something you think. Nights we might stand up and go to. I ain't call all night. I'm not lady even talking.
Something. Let me say you.
What is that? I don't talk to her. I talk some stupid shit she playing. She gonna get in the tree with me. She tonight away. Okay, so she felt it now. Actually, screwed the tell.
I said we are having issues. I said, please, we are having. I keep you waiting around, and after my grandmother.
Let me ask you a question, because your grandmother said your mother already filed this thing. Did your mother file a police report on me?
No.
Your grandmother said that your mother filed a police report on me and used my address because she gave her my address. And she said that I should be careful. Your grandmother said that. So if your mother did that, One, we got to make clear.
She didn't do that.
Hold on. We got to make something clear. Am I harassing you?
No.
Okay. Have I threatened to hurt you or beat you up in any way?
No, Cleo.
Have I made an attempt to come to your house in any way?
No, Cleo.
Okay. So, people, this is sick. This is so sick that a black man would be so turned on by black people with a woman who can be proven to be lying this damn bad. People, Francina told everyone I raped her. She told everyone I was harassing her and her family. She told everyone I abused her, people, but yet she's on freaking tape admitting none of this ever happened. And people, guess what? The bigots, racists, and fake black people of Staten Island are still supporting this pathetic liar. This is the greatest injustice that anyone would ever experience, people. To sit back and continue to attack an innocent man for the lies of a woman who can be completely proven to be a liar. People, I had to create this website. I had to create FrancinaEvans.com. I had no choice because, people, the only thing that could stop this woman from going on social media and continue to lie on me was a page dedicated to exposing her as a liar. So, people, I did that. I created House. This is her right here for Warm NYC, people. If you can see, I only have 4 minutes, so I have to go. People, she admits she was never abused because of the recording I just played. The recording I just played stopped every lie she was telling people that I had physically assaulted her and abused her. People, I never touched this stinking ass girl. So, people, I fight my ass off for 6 months with the racist district attorney's office of Staten Island managed by Michael McMahon. People, I fight Pastor Victor Brown to prove that they are supporting this woman lying. And finally, people, in October of 2023, the DA's office has no choice but to respond. Because, see, people, the truth was they found out that she was lying. And what you see right here is Staten Island News. She lied, people. This is a letter from Darren Albanese, the chief criminal prosecutor of Staten Island, who admits they knew Francina was lying, promises me fairness, justice, and equality, and tells me they're going to rectify the situation. People, that was October. We're now in July, and Staten Island has never bothered to return my call. Now, some people might say it's because I'm talking about them or I'm suing them, but people, I didn't sue Staten Island until 2 months ago. I have 192 documented calls to the domestic violence unit of the Staten Island DA's office. I have 72 recordings where they promise me that I'm going to be called back and they're aware of the situation. People, I have 30 messages from other state organizations, all of which I'm presenting in the civil suit, where Staten Island tells them that they're investigating it and justice is going to be served. People, why has justice not been served yet? Why has Francina Evans not been charged with felony, false reporting, felony contempt, felony records frauds, and felony harassment? I'll tell you why. Because the racist institution of Staten Island is protecting her because its biggest racist, Michael McMahon, backed her. Because the Uncle Toms like Victor Brown, Dwayne Felton, and these corrupt men who probably truthfully look at this girl as a piece of pussy, because that's how these perverts are, they wanted to protect her. People like Malcolm Penn, people like Bobby Digi, people like Ronti Olagunki, because Ronti personally admitted to me that he was attracted to Francina Evans. And, niggas was trying to do what we was trying to do, bro. So you set up an innocent man because you like my stink pussy girlfriend that none of y'all have ever dealt with? People, this is true justice on Staten Island. So, people, let's go back. She lies on me. So, people, now my case gets dismissed. But Staten Island, being corrupt, help her obtain the domestic violence records of my dead mother and a transcript of my schizophrenic father, mind you, who I have no relationship with, I've never been diagnosed with schizophrenia. And people, I was at a therapist when my mother died for depression. That therapist did not diagnose me with possible schizophrenia. That therapist did not make a legal assessment that I could be schizophrenic. She just said I was depressed because of the death of my mother and that I was angry about it, which I honestly was, people. I totally admit that. I was horribly disappointed in my mother for dying. I felt like she abandoned me. I felt like she gave up. And I had to deal with this. I had to deal with this amongst people who were supposed to be Christians, who should have been supporting me, who should have said, yo, are you okay, brother? Because you don't seem like you're okay. This is how fucked up people are. No one cared about me grieving for the death of my mother after finding her in her home dead. The only thing they cared about was this lying piece of shit right here, Francina Evans. People, here is proof that she filed court documents listing me as a schizophrenic off of this information. People, here's every decision that was rendered against her. People, she's a pathological liar. People, she has an attorney. And this woman, I'm going to get a bag out this woman because she's a total piece of shit. Her lawsuit was just approved the other day. I'm so glad for that. So now she has some scumbag, dirty attorney, Cynthia Hardaway, who actually distributes her falsified complaints for schizophrenia and all of this stuff to the prosecutor's office, which gets me discriminated against in New Jersey. That's another civil suit. See, people, you don't understand. Francina Evans has tried to destroy my life because I broke up with her. People, that's the only reason this is happening, because she got broke up with, not because she got beat, not because she got abused, because her ex-boyfriend broke up with her because her mother was stalking him. And if anyone doesn't believe it, this has to stop, people. She lied about my child. People, all of this is true. Yet the people of Staten Island ignore me, the real victim, because they like the black girl better. This is a joke, people. And this is why I make the comments and I do the things I'm doing, people. I'm never going to stop speaking about corruption on Staten Island. I challenge Dwayne Felton. If you're watching, I'm going to tag you too. I challenge you to prove me a liar, Dwayne Felton. Prove me a liar. Come on my podcast and you show me statistically where Staten Island is not racist, brother. It doesn't have to be profanity. I know I might be calling you a sucker now, but I can be totally respectful while I shut you down, because I don't know how you've been an attorney for 35 years, as you said, and you're trying to say Staten Island's not racist as a black man. People, white attorneys on Staten Island know Staten Island racist. How does this Uncle Tom black man argue with me, a man who was actually falsely arrested and maliciously prosecuted by the DA's office, to tell me that I'm wrong? People, in this broadcast, this is the direct challenge to Dwayne Felton, and he's going to ignore me, of course. Because see, here's the thing, people. People say they don't have time for this. But if you respond to my post, clearly you want to engage. So don't be a pussy because you know that you can't physically because you can't verbally stop my argument of racism and bigotry on Staten Island. Brother Dwayne Felton, you made the comment. So you should be man enough to defend it. Since you're defending the devil and racist Michael McMahon, you should also be man enough to defend it with actual statistical proof. Brother, I challenge you, Dwayne Felton. You're an attorney. You're obviously intelligent. You do understand constitutional law and New York state law, I'm assuming. So you should be able to shut me down with no problem, considering you think I'm ignorant. Dwayne Felton, this message is for you, brother. I challenge you to a debate so you can prove to me that Staten Island is not racist. Prove to me that the things I'm saying is not wrong, that are wrong. Prove to me that Staten Island doesn't set up innocent black men all the time, Dwayne Felton. You prove that to me. I challenge you to a debate. I challenge anybody to a debate who wants to tell me that Staten Island is not racist. Prove it. I have 75 people, at least now, from StatenIslandsCorrupt.com. I can't wait to drop this website and the stories that are going to be on this website with proof of how the Staten Island DA's office has set up over 75 black men in the last 4 years. People, I have court transcripts. I have evidence logs from the victims where they were falsely set up. And what Staten Island does after it sets up innocent minorities, it slips them ACDs with complete dismissals, because an ACD with a complete dismissal, although it clears the innocent, the offender, it also leaves the DA's office like they prosecuted someone. See, at the time, I didn't know this. And I actually have a recording, because now I have to sue my old attorney, because I never wanted to take the ACD. I told that man I wanted to go to trial, and he told me that my offender could never use that against me, because you know what, Clayton? They know she lied. They know she lied. This is why they're doing it. But people, she's still lying on me. And the Staten Island DA's office won't call me. They still have me listed in the system as a defendant, knowing that I was completely lied on. So people, I reached out to that office 192 times in a 2-year period. 192. I spoke to, I think her name was Brianna. I spoke to Elisa Thompson. I spoke to Andrew Crawford. I spoke to Mackenzie Upshaw. I spoke to Courtney Chase. People, I have spoke to numerous representatives of the Richmond County DA's office. My speech about the racism and bigotry of that office is not just a black man attacking them. People, I've legitimately reached out to this office for over 2 years. They've never called me back. They've lied on me. They propelled my offender into victimhood to hide the fact that I was the true victim. So yes, people, I speak about Staten Island. I speak about them being corrupt. I speak about them being unethical. I speak about attorney misconduct, and I speak about the ethics violations committed against me by the Staten Island District Attorney's Office. And people, they're all valid. Every word I'm saying is valid. Now, this is probably the reason why I'm not in jail, people, because they have to cook something up to arrest me. They can't arrest me for domestic violence with Francina because they know I haven't done it. So people, they've arrested me multiple times for something I haven't done. And now there's multiple civil suits against them, a couple in state court, a couple in federal court. People, all of this has happened because the woman who I broke up with lied on me to law enforcement. Yet Staten Island still allows this woman to show face, participate in events in the park like Peace in the Park. How can this woman be in an event for peace when she's been lying on an innocent black man for over 2 years because he broke up with her? And people, this is not me saying this, people. This is her. The truth of this is in Francina Evans's own voice. Let's go. Now, see, people, what she's about to say, and if there's anything going on, people, what she was about to say, is that there's anything going on, and I don't even know.
My mother would not do that. I gotta be honest with you. Brenton spoke to her. I gotta be honest with you. I have no idea.
In any way, she will beat you up in any. Hold on, we gotta make something clear. One, we gotta make clear.
She didn't do that.
Hold on, we gotta make something clear. Am I harassing you?
No.
Okay. Have I threatened to hurt you or beat you up in any way?
No, clear.
Have I made an attempt to come to your house in any way?
No, clear.
Okay. So what reason does your mother have to go?
I have no idea, and I think she honestly just said that to get a reaction.
Well,
my mother would not do that.
I gotta be honest with you.
Brenton spoke to her.
I gotta be honest with you.
You're not gonna put.
See, people, that is my ex-girlfriend in her own words, admitting that not only her mother was doing stuff to me, but her punk ass brother, Brenton, knew all about it, people. This is the Evans family, the liars that they are. They have been lying on me for 2 years because I broke up with that piece of shit, Francina Evans. And people, forgive me for the passion, people, but this is my life. This is my damage. People, yesterday was Father's Day. I didn't even get to spend Father's Day with my child because this sick bitch, Francina Evans, went after the custody of my child for breaking up with her, people. People, she went after my child because she was jealous I had a child by another woman, and she knew the entire time. And if anyone thinks I'm lying, here goes that conversation. People, all of this is valid. Every word of what I'm saying about this girl is valid. But people, I can't seem to get anybody to do the right thing. Camilla Hanks, all of these people, I swear to you, I have such a hatred for these people. They better pray I end up dead. Because if I don't, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure these people never hold office again. They're corrupt. They're unjust. And people, it needs to be exposed what they did to me. Because I was innocent. Let's go.
Hello?
I don't even keep hearing this old lady talk, people. I don't even want to play this. We're going to wrap this up, people. So here's the truth. I am being horribly violated. My civil rights are being disrespected on Staten Island by a racist prosecutor and Uncle Tom ass black people. It's just the truth. People, I have a mountain of evidence to prove that my offender who lied on me is a complete liar. Why am I being attacked as the victim? Why are people angry with me for speaking legitimately about what's going on Staten Island? People, I'll tell you why. Because they're not part of the solution. They're part of the problem. These are people who set up minorities. These are people who have their own agenda for the things they want to do. So what they do is they pick the issues they want to work with, and they secretly work with the racist prosecutor to gain favors for him, like Victor Brown, like Camilla Hanks. This is what they do to the minorities of Staten Island. And people of Staten Island, if you sit back and you pretend like this is not going on, one day it might be your son, your father, your brother, your uncle, a man you love. It could be any male minority you know, because Staten Island is corrupt, period. Dwayne Felton, again, I challenge you to a debate. You won't answer because you're a coward. I know that. But I have to make the offer. And I'm going to push it because I need everybody to know that you are a sucker in Uncle Tom, Dwayne Felton. No black man who honestly had a legal degree should be able to sit back and say Staten Island is not racist when there are white attorneys who know Staten Island is racist. Staten Island District Attorney Michael McMahon is a super racist. He is not one for black people. I'm not going to sit here and pretend just because he takes pictures on social media that he's truly about black people. No, people, he needs to be elected. So on the surface, he wants you all to think that he supports us, that he believes in black people, that he has no issue with black people. The truth is, people, that office is fucking corrupt as hell. And people, my mission, my new social purpose, my advocacy, extends off the truth of my situation. I was lied on by Staten Island, and I'm sorry that the people of Staten Island don't like it, but it's the truth. And I choose to fight against it. So, but on behalf of Justice People and Operation Rock, I am back today. And I will be back, not every day, but often enough that I can expose what is going on in Staten Island, people, because that's my mission. That's why I have to start. You can't fix the world if where you live is fucked up, and people where I was from is fucked up, excuse me. So I have to do something. I made a promise to my mother. I made a promise to always fight for what she believed in. And the one thing she believed in was justice and equality for the black people of Staten Island, which is not happening right now. That's the truth. Any black man who can sit here like me, it doesn't even have to be me. There's another guy who's fighting Staten Island because he was arrested for a year for a false robbery they knew he never did. There's another guy who's fighting domestic violence charges when he has recordings and video of his child's mother, slicing him with a razor. But Staten Island won't drop the charges against him, people. You know why? Because he's black. And they don't drop the charges against innocent black men. People, Francina Evans is going to be the stain that destroys Staten Island's DA's office. And not because I'm being malicious, not because I'm being I'm vengeful, people. No, it's because I want justice, and I'm entitled to justice. I'm entitled to my rights as the victim to receive justice after this woman was convicted. And just because administrative offices like the Staten Island DA's office and the racist detectives who won't arrest this girl refuse to arrest her doesn't mean that I have to stop speaking about it. Again, people, when a woman actually receives domestic violence, she's allowed to talk about it forever. Look at all the damage that Francina Evans has done to my life, people. But everybody wants me to shut up. I have to stop talking about her. If I keep saying it, I'm picking on her. I'm picking on a bitch who has me hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt for false reports and slander. I'm picking on her for trying to go to the cops and get justice for what this woman is actually doing. People who are involved with this, people who supported her, people who helped her go after me, people who helped her go after my daughter, you should listen to what I'm about to say. I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that justice is served against you too. On behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, people, this is my message, people. I am going to continue to fight against the injustice of Staten Island, the racism of Michael McMahon, the lies told by Francina Evans and the Uncle Toms and false people like Victor Brown, Dwayne Felton, Bobby Digi, and every fake black male on Staten Island who pretends like they advocate for the rights of black men. To advocate for the rights of black men, you shouldn't be selective. When a black man is truly violated, it's your obligation as a black man to support him if you know that he's telling the truth. People haven't done that with me, but it's all right, people, because my mama raised a soldier and I don't fucking need you, but I am going to bleed you. On behalf of Operation Rock and Clayton, have a